Yeah.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. You're listening to Newcastle Fast FM, and you're tuning into the show From Darkness to Light with myself, Richard Coupland. Um, it's a show that I do every single day, Monday to Friday, 6 o'clock till 7 o'clock. And we've been doing a number of different topics, had a number of different guests on so far. And alhamdulillah, I'm joined today on the show From Darkness to Light with a very special brother, brother Alex. Do you want to say hello?
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu
Uh,
alaikum. How are you doing, Alex?
I'm absolutely. I'm trying to enjoy the weather, but the weather's not enjoying me because we can't do anything. We're all tied down. We're all in the same boat together.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to
So
thank you for coming on to the show today. Hopefully, you're going to tell us a bit more about your experiences, a bit about your journey, and we can have a discussion about any topics that you want to. But I thought, maybe you could tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you live, and things like that.
yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm about between 32 and 34 mile north of Newcastle.
Okay.
So Granger Road is my nearest mosque or masjid.
Newcastle Central Mosque, yeah.
Yeah. I live up in Alnwick, up here in Northumberland.
Okay, so Alnwick
Uh,
is it like in the north of Newcastle, right?
oh yes,
Above
yeah. It's
Newcastle.
about it's a good hour's drive north of Newcastle.
Okay.
I try to get weather permitting, roads permitting. I try to get down to the masjid at least once every 2 weeks if I can on a Friday.
Okay, good.
But like everything, like at the moment, we're all closed
Yeah, with the
down.
lockdown,
So
it's not easy.
yeah, it in a way it puts a damper on things, but on it in another way, you can't say that you can be bored because there is so much to do.
That's true.
Okay, because let's put it this way: you can only do so much housework. Okay, and you've still got time on your hand. It's no good keep watching the television and videos and that because you get fed up of that. So why not pick up a half decent book like the Quran
I think yeah, definitely it's a good time
or
to
the Bible
benefit.
or the book that I've got here, which I'm learning. It's taken me a bit of time because I'm not very good at reading,
Okay, The
but
Ideal
it gives
Muslim,
me
it's a good book.
yeah, it gives me a great outline on what to expect and how to behave. Um,
Definitely.
I wouldn't be 100% sure on that one. You just never know what I might come out with. Um, well, you just never know. No, it's a everybody's sort of moaning and groaning at this time because they can't go anywhere, they can't do anything, they're stuck in the house and
Mm.
everything. Well, let's make good use of that time.
What you
Yeah,
said?
let's make
Definitely, we
good
have a
use
lot
of
more
that
free
time.
time to do a lot of
Yeah,
things.
yeah. Why not just say an extra prayer if you've got nothing to do? In Islam, we have got a direct line to Allah.
One hundred percent.
We don't have to go through the telephone exchange.
That's true.
That's my way of putting it, my friend.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Um,
It's a good analogy.
so why not say a couple of extra prayers rather than
Yeah,
sit
extra
there looking at
prayers.
the back
Maybe listen to
wall?
a lecture, read a book, or maybe just
Yeah,
even just I don't know, maybe not visiting your neighbor, but doing something good in the community or calling a friend or a family member. There's
yeah.
times to benefit rather than often we waste a lot of time, I think.
Yes, we do. The problem is that the clock never stops,
Hmm.
and it's okay saying, "Oh, we'll do it tomorrow. I'll definitely do it tomorrow. I'll definitely do it tomorrow," but tomorrow never comes. Now, the thing is that you should really get off the chair and go and do it. Now,
Definitely.
at the moment, um, I'm in a situation where I live on my own, all except for the cat.
What's the name of your
And,
cat?
Sasha's is knocking about somewhere. I haven't been out. She's got cat food, but I haven't been for the roast chicken yet.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah. At the moment, I'm looking into a very. I'm looking into a side um, which nobody seems to want to talk about.
Okay.
I'm looking into a thing called suicide.
Okay.
Okay,
Wow. Okay.
right. Yeah. Now there is such a thing as suicide, and then there is what you know as assisted death
Okay.
or
Yeah. Yeah.
assisted dying. Okay. Now in this country, that is definitely not allowed.
Hmm.
Um,
I
suicide,
I think in many countries not allowed, but I do believe some Scandinavian countries. I remember in school they do allow, like, it's not assisted suicide, but they do allow where they allow you to.
yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. There's I've got paperwork here. If you watch my video on YouTube,
Yeah. So you
uh,
so touching upon that, you did a video on a YouTube channel called Son of Films, and which
yes,
talked
that's right.
about a bit about your story. So I can share that with the viewers.
Yes, if you
But
would, yeah.
before we talk about that, I had a bit of a question about, obviously you said you were 62, going on 63. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm 65 this year.
Okay, 65. Okay.
Yeah,
You know,
65. Time passes without you knowing.
so what? So when did you first hear about Islam, and when did you first maybe interact with Muslims? Was it a few years
Well,
ago or?
no, I think before I joined them, I think when I was in my teens,
Okay.
probably 18, 19. I used to sort of live around sort of Leeds and Bradford area,
Yeah.
and I worked in the steelworks where you'll have to excuse me, but there was a lot of like other cultures like Sikh, Hindu, Pakistani people, and
Yeah.
that working in the steelworks. And I was the only sort of white person that would actually work alongside them.
Okay.
Which was quite beneficial to me because when Ramadan came round and Eid and that, I used to get invited round, and you're not
Okay.
going
That's
away,
nice.
you must have something to eat, oh, you don't stay for
Yeah.
five
Very
minutes.
hospital,
Yeah.
like hospital, and giving you
And
things.
then, of course, that disappeared. Military time, it speaks for itself. You've only got one mind. Yeah. You can't think about nothing else. The only thing you can think about is yourself
Hmm.
and the person behind you and the person in front. You're not worried. You don't think about anything else. The other thing is
So
as
what made you want to join, maybe the military service?
I think one to straighten me out.
Hmm.
I wasn't going astray or anything like that. Um, but life was just pure stale. There was no there was no excitement. There was this thing where you got paid on a Friday,
Hmm.
on the Friday night, and you were skint on Saturday. And that was it till the following Friday, which we had to work and everything. And it was just sort of how I think they would probably call it like a dead end
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. I took up truck driving, um, delivering stuff. That didn't really work. Um, and then I had a choice of one of the three military, the
Like
Navy, the
line.
Air
Yeah.
Force, or
RAF.
the Army in here. And just out of curiosity more than anything else, I thought, okay, I'm going to give it a go. And that's all there is to it.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay, so when
now,
you were younger, you interacted with Muslims and different cultures of different religions.
oh no, oh no, oh no, no,
That's what you
oh,
mentioned. You said you were like with Sikhs and different
yeah,
people.
yeah. When I was at school, I had to leave when I was 14 because I couldn't spell,
Okay.
and also being a bit dyslexic.
Hmm.
It's not worth your while staying on
Yeah.
at school. We'd rather you sort of go away. and don't come back.
Wow.
You're taking the space up.
So that must. So what? When was that? Was that in like the
That was
70s
that'd
or?
be 1960, 68,
Yeah, so I
69.
can imagine the mindset back then was quite different to now.
Yes, another thing which it was depending on where you lived in the country. Now, for me, I was living up in sort of North Yorkshire,
Hmm.
that area, which is all sort of countrified and everything. York City was the sort of main area
Hmm.
where you go and do your shopping and that at the weekend. And to be perfectly honest with you, you never seen anybody that was a different colour than white.
Huh?
Now,
Yeah.
I don't want to sound disrespectful or anything at all to anybody, but if we did happen to see like a tourist that sort of came from like say Nigeria or somewhere like that, something that was a different colour altogether, we'd
Hmm.
go, oh, oh, oh,
Okay. Well, so you're
yeah,
in a very area which is very like white majority. There wasn't many people
yeah,
of different
yeah.
colors, of different nationalities.
You're either basically a Catholic or a Protestant. If you're not
Okay.
one of them, basically, if you're not one of them,
Yeah.
they don't want to know. But as long
Hmm.
as you're
So if I'm
know,
correct, that you called up IDC and spoke to Abu Taib, if that's correct.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So how did you get to that stage of getting his contact details and calling up the IDC?
Well, it was quite strange because as you get older,
Hmm.
you realise that there is different religions, but you anyway. I found what I was looking for out in Turkey, which was a Muslim country, especially south. So we're not into Europe. We're actually into the Asian side, down near Syria, down near the
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
border. Although we can't
So
go
so
over.
so how was your
Yeah,
experiences of visiting Turkey?
absolutely brilliant because um, no matter where I've gone, I don't go as a tourist.
Hmm.
I
You
don't.
try and get involved in the local people and
Yeah, I would rather spend the equivalent of 50 pence on the bus and go out to the tourist area and get dumped in a little village and just go and have a cup of tea and have a chat with the locals. Um, although I can't speak any Arabic, I'll speak a little bit,
yeah.
uh, but it's very much appreciated. Now,
Good.
I was in a place called Oberchek, and there was this really, uh, it's very hard to explain. Uh, it was just an amazing building.
Okay. Well, like the
Yeah.
architecture and how it looked.
Uh, the architecture was quite simple. It
Hmm.
had 5 spires on it, one at each corner, one in the middle. It just looked out of this world. And I thought, oh, I wonder what's inside there. But respecting other people's culture,
Yeah.
this this is what people have got to learn. Okay. Until you know their culture, do not criticize it. Now, I don't know whether you would agree with that or not, but
I think it's
for a very
important that people understand other people's cultures, perspectives before they maybe make a comment about it. I think it is important to understand other people.
yes. Now, take it for instance. I met somebody in Turkey that actually said, "Do you want to come in
Okay.
to the mosque?" And I said, "Well, I'd love to." He said, "Well, um, 5, 10 minutes. I'm going to do wudu or whatever." Yeah, okay. I'll go up the
Did-
top. I'll go up the top.
yeah.
I'll take my shoes off. And I was expecting to go into this big, luxurious hall,
Mm.
with gold and silver and brass and pictures and everything, because the outside was so breathtaking.
Yeah. So you thought the inside's going to be similarly, maybe very extravagant, or
Oh, very much so. And basically took me in. And because I walk with a cane, there were seats at the back. And he says, I've got to go and do. And when I sat down and I looked around, there was some blue and white calligraphy as a border sort of around the inside.
Yeah.
And there was a small plaque, become picture. And on the left, it said Muhammad, may blessings be upon him. And on the right side, it said Allah.
Well, okay.
And I sat in there for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Was it very peaceful and calm, or?
It was absolutely, it was completely out of this world because this elderly chap took me in. When I looked around, he had disappeared, gone. Gone, you know. So anyway, I sat there, 4 walls, nice carpet, all placed out.
So would you say it's very different to maybe the churches or the cathedrals that you visited?
Oh, absolutely, completely different. You've got this beautiful mosque outside, a big green dome in the middle, and everything. You think, hang on, we've got to have a look at this. And I just went in there, and I was like, 2.5 hours went past, as if it was no tomorrow. 4 walls. What did they do for 2.5 hours? I haven't got a clue, but the tranquility of it was out of this.
Definitely, I felt the same when I visited some mosques, and it's just simple in it. You know, there's not lots of statues or confusing things. It's very, you know, it looks nice. It's not as if it doesn't look good, but it's a very simplistic look.
Yeah, I find that a lot of people have got I mean, no disrespect to any religion or anything like that, but they've got pictures and ornaments and that. The thing is, what are they actually worshipping? Are they actually worshipping the ornament? Because the ornament can't do anything
Can't
for
do
you.
anything for you.
No.
That's true.
Why should I go and speak to somebody and say, "Look, I've been a bad man this week. I haven't done this,
You could go straight
to
to God and do that.
You know, and they say, "Well, I want you to go and do this, that, that." Anyway, I came back here.
You came back from Turkey, and what
I came
happened
back
then?
here, and it's very hard to try and find out about a different, an outside culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very difficult where I'm living. You've got this, you know. If you ask for anything sort of strange, then you know.
Yeah. So just for the viewers to listen, that you live in an area that is remote. There's no Muslims or different religions or culture. It's very predominantly like a white area, white Christian area, I think. So it's difficult, I guess, for you to find out about any other religions or cultures.
Well, it is. I
But
remember.
you went on did you go online, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, I did. I actually went on. It was quite funny, really, because I got back and I tried to sort of use the internet the best way I could, and I came up Birmingham. I thought Birmingham, definitely, because
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah,
either
there's
that or
lots of
Mile End
Muslims
Road
in
in
Birmingham.
London, you know. So I actually put an advert in the Bradford Gazette.
Okay, well.
Yeah. I just put white Englishman would like to know more about a different culture. Please get in touch, you know, all the rest of the nonsense. Nothing whatsoever.
Okay,
Anyway,
well.
I managed to get an address in Birmingham and sent an email, no answer. Sent more emails, no answers. I even wrote pen and paper.
Wow. Okay, so but you even put an advert in the paper asking for help. You were sending emails, letters, but nothing.
It cost me a fortune. Do you know it cost me nearly half a week's pension?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I think, but nobody answered. Now I went back out to Turkey again because I wanted to see if you know, and again away from the tourist bit. And it just so happened that there was a mosque about half a mile away from the hotel,
Okay.
and call for prayers would be about 3:30 in the morning. So you sort of, you get a sort of nice sort of,
The
you've got
adhan,
them
the call to
thinking about,
prayer, and
yeah, you've got this call to prayer that everybody's going to hear it, you know, and all you can hear is somebody cursing and swearing and everything else, and you go, have you got no respect for anybody?
wow.
If you don't want to put up with this sort of 5 times a day, why come here in the first
Yeah,
place?
why come to that culture? It's true.
And I went up and I had a really good look round this market, which outside they had, um, I think they had a Wudu centre
Okay.
way down at one end, and they had lots of benches round the outside. People could sit in the sun or under the shade, read the books and everything. And then there was something like a big sort of concrete gazebo with a thatched roof,
Okay.
with a concrete table. And of course,
Hmm.
oh,
What's
yeah,
going on here?
yeah, I'm going to find out. Anyway, there was a couple of sort of middle-aged gentlemen that were sitting there sort of reading, and they couldn't understand English. And I wanted to find out what it was. Um, and I tried, and I ended up having to go in to a tourist shop. And I said, I
Okay.
don't want to buy. I said, I don't want to buy nothing. I said, that's it. I'm not going to buy anything. Got a question. I was up at the mosque.
Yeah.
What were you doing up there?
Okay.
Well, that's it. I said, the reason. I said, now, what's this concrete table for? He said, we use it for two things: burial,
Okay. Wow.
and apparently they use it to prepare the body.
Yeah, like washing the body
For
before.
funeral.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Now, they had another table there where one of the local farmers would either donate a goat or a calf
Hmm.
or a sheep to be
And the,
slaughtered.
to then like distribute amongst the community.
Yes, and also have the equivalent to an English big barbecue.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Okay, without the alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, that's a key.
Yeah, and it's amazing how you start to enjoy this. Now, this is getting really in here.
Hmm.
I've got to find out. I've got to go.
Got it. Yeah,
I've got
because
to.
you're trying in the UK, you couldn't find the much information.
No, I'm not getting anything from that. I'm not getting nothing from Birmingham. And
Hmm.
then back out at Turkey,
You're
I'm really
experiencing like.
enjoying. I mean, I'm experiencing a way of life, or shall we say, I'm experience a religion that is completely different, and it's very adventurous, and there's a lot of history there,
Definitely,
and
yeah.
it's not the same thing every year. Okay, now what I mean by that is you do, Easter comes round, you give everybody Easter eggs, you sing the same songs or hymns or
Yeah.
whatever you call them. You read the same things as what you did last year and what you did 20 years ago. Christmas, it's the same Christmas carols,
Yeah.
it's the
Similar
same
things.
readings, right? But where Islam's concerned, there's something completely different every time.
Hmm.
As the year goes through, there's different things that are going on.
Yeah, different celebrations, different events, different things happening. 100%.
Yeah.
So,
No,
so
I've got a
did you
good.
came back to the UK after that, or?
I just had to find out more, but I didn't know where to turn to. And sheer luck, I came back and I switched the laptop on,
Hmm.
and I went, "Oh, what's that?" And it just basically said, "What you need to do is get in touch with the IDC at Newcastle. This is the
Okay.
telephone number, and you want to speak to somebody called Abu
Well,
Tayyab."
tape. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, so that was it.
that
So
was it.
someone
That was
replied to your
it.
messages, and
Yeah. That was it. That was it. You know. Anyway, I thought, well, if it's going to take as long for them to answer as what everybody else has done, you know.
You
I
thought
mean,
it's going to take even longer.
we're not talking a couple of hours in the queue. I mean, we're talking months here.
Yeah.
Where once you start, you can't stop. You've just got to keep going. I want a result. Anyway, I thought, phone him up. Anyway, yeah, come down and see me.
Wow.
Oh,
Straight
yeah.
called you.
Oh, oh,
You called him straight away. He said,
oh,
"Come
yeah.
down."
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like lifting the FA Cup, you know. Hey, I've actually managed to get to somebody, you know. Anyway, I came down and it was it, I went in and I went up the stairs and the
Mm.
sister was there and it was, I can laugh about it now, because I understand it. I held my hand out
Okay. Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
said, and they went, "Oh, sorry, I don't shake hands."
Yeah. Mm.
All
With the
right,
opposite gender.
that's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay. That's fine. Yeah, no problem. We'll sit down. We'll get a cup of tea and that. And Mr. T explained to me why I never got an answer from the newspaper,
Mm.
and basically why I never got an answer from the mosques and the masters. Okay, white English guy hitting the 60. Why would he be interested
Yeah. Maybe
in
some people might be quite
Muslims?
suspicious.
Yeah, come on, you know, let's wake up. You know, you've been Christian or whatever all this time. Why you want to change?
Mm.
Um. Anyway, as we were talking and that, he says, "Well, look, the Shahada,
Yeah.
this, that, next." I said, "Yeah, that's okay, yeah." And everything was like a jigsaw puzzle,
All just came
where
together.
yeah, it was all come together. And I says, "Can you get down on Friday?" I says, "Well, I'll try my best because money situation, fuel."
Yeah. The distance. It's quite long, and
Yeah. But
it's
anyway,
like an hour, over an hour or something to drive. I don't know. It's
yeah,
quite
he's especially on a if it were
a busy time
Friday.
on Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, Friday. Oh, I didn't
So
realise
how
that.
long ago was this? Was this how,
This was about 3 years ago.
how
I
many
would say
years?
about This was about 3 years ago now.
Mm.
It's got to be because this will be my, I think it's second or third Ramadan.
Yeah, it was a while ago, I think.
Yeah, because I done this, anyway. When I went
So,
into the mosque,
so you went
uh,
down for the Friday prayer and went to the
yeah,
Newcastle
I
Central
was
Mosque.
there, but there was only a few people there, and he said like, watch what my father does,
Yeah.
uh, and just
Oh, yeah, because in that situation, you were sat at the back, I believe, right? Like,
yeah, and all of a sudden everything started to change where you couldn't really move.
well, because there was
You
so
know,
many people, you mean, or
yeah, both halls were absolutely jam
oh, so
packed.
you came quite early when it was a bit quiet. Maybe people were still
Yeah,
coming.
and I
Yeah, then
thought,
it gets
okay, there's a
filled.
couple of them. I'm not. Well, I thought, well, at least I'm not going to get the same aggravation as what I would anywhere else. Like you've got 150 seats in like maybe a church hall.
Yeah, yeah,
But you're guaranteed you're going to sit in the wrong one, you know, because somebody's claimed that
yeah.
seat.
So not it's my
Yeah,
seat, but in this one, obviously,
yeah,
most people sit on the floor.
yeah, and wow, you know, and the whole floor, everybody really tightly close together. The room next door, the same, and I believe there was upstairs as
Yeah,
well.
upstairs as well. Yeah, it's full as well.
The sisters and that they had their place, and as the call and the imam gave out whatever,
Like the sermon. Yeah, or the call to prayer. Yeah.
I thought, you know, this is completely different. You know, uh, there's nothing to look at. There's nothing to distract you, like fancy pictures on the wall or
Mm.
ornaments. There's nothing like that to distract you. So everybody's facing this sort of south-southeast,
Yeah, the
you
one
know,
direction.
in the one direction. And whoa, there was a point there where basically the hairs actually stood up on your arm.
Whoa, okay,
Right
yeah.
there. Just for a few minutes, you felt this amount of power
Mm.
that was sort of thrown, that you were part of it.
Definitely, I
Something
think
that,
I know myself that like when I went to the mosque, I wasn't Muslim, but I went to the mosque to learn more about Islam. Again, similarly with me, when the Friday prayer and they stood up and they prayed and they recited, I did feel that sense of something changed within me, similar to what you're saying.
yeah, it seems to be like unity, and it doesn't really matter who you were standing next to or who you were
Yeah,
sitting
where
next
they're
to.
from, if they're rich, poor, their background.
It didn't matter, you know. It didn't matter if he hasn't had the bath for 5 months. It just didn't matter. Nobody
That's
would
true.
turn around and the other thing was that when you sort of come out of it, when you came out after prayers, uh, and then it says you could take like shahada,
Yeah.
uh, and he asked me a few like normal questions, and I said yes. I said I've got to do this, but the only
Mm.
problem is distance.
The situation, yeah, how far you are from Muslims and the community.
Um, yeah, okay. So he explained that there was a course coming up for new Muslims at the old IDP place.
Yeah, the IDC.
Wow, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from yourself and the other people that was there, um, and it was something completely different altogether. Yeah, this was something that I never imagined it was going to be like.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
So yeah, you started coming
well,
to some of our classes
oh
that
yes,
the IDC
the
that we
first
hold
one.
for new Muslims.
There was a 13-week one where I managed 12 out of 13.
Yeah, you did well
But
because you were going
the
abroad. One, that's
12th,
why you
the
missed.
12th, the 12th one, I was in Turkey,
Yeah,
but I was I was still on it.
but I think that was really good for you. Those going to that weekly lesson every week. You had something to. I know myself. I used to travel to Middlesbrough. Once a week, I had something to look forward to. I'd learn something new. I think for yourself, I think it was really good. A weekly lesson to learn something new every week.
Yes, the other thing was that um, yes, there is a learning process, but the other thing is that feeling so comfortable with other brothers and
Mm,
sisters there,
yeah,
which there was a few, and the sisters from that were there. Um, so comfortable. No, nobody's forcing it down you.
yeah, definitely, I agree.
Nobody's pointing the finger and saying that you must do this, you must do that. And when everything's explained, uh, everything starts making sense. Now, I've been a Muslim now for it's got to be over 2 years,
Mm, definitely.
um, and I haven't come across one Muslim yet that has been really vindictive or sarcastic against me talking to them.
Yeah,
Yeah. Where you would probably get, if you went to wherever on a Sunday or whatever. Oh, did you see so and so sitting at the back?
chit chatting. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He's got a bigger car, and about time we were changing ours. I mean,
yeah. Trying to
nothing.
impress people, trying to compete, trying to look the best, showing off.
No, you don't have to do that in Islam.
Definitely,
Yeah.
I agree. 100%.
Okay. The thing is, on the Islamic side of life, it's very simple. It's very straightforward, and the other thing is, it's a very unstressful way of life. Okay,
Definitely, 100%.
if you keep it simple, it is simple.
I
Okay.
agree. I think
Yeah.
that's key thing. Like the basics are so simple, and like like I said, it's that simplicity, and it's not complex. It's not difficult. You don't have to do certain things. You don't have to ask a priest for your forgiveness, or you go. It's very simple.
Yeah.
One
The
thing I
other thing
wanted to
is,
sort of ask you about, Alex, was obviously recently there was an opportunity for you to go to do the Umrah, the minor pilgrimage.
oh
Obviously,
yeah,
sadly, due to the coronavirus, you weren't able to go. But obviously, IDC Islamic Diverse Center were contacted about the opportunity. We put your name forward, and you were accepted. How was your feeling when you found out, and how was it, preparing and going to Birmingham, etc.?
well, it was. phew, Uh, I suppose if you won the lottery, that would be your answer,
Wow. Okay.
because these things do not happen. Okay, there isn't such a thing. Somebody isn't going to give you something for nothing. Okay, that's the way I used to look at it. And then this chap says, "Yeah, you're going. You are going. You
Mm.
know, I'm from Birmingham. You're definitely going. You're going to come down." Anyway, went down.
That's it,
Uh,
Alex. I know myself. Like, I know my family and my dad were quite shocked. Like, you're going for free. Why would somebody pay, I don't know, £1,000, £1,500, £1,200? Why would they pay for you to go? I know for some people it's difficult to understand if you're not a Muslim, or you don't know that perspective. It can seem quite
but,
strange.
well, to me, it didn't seem. After I'd been to Birmingham,
Mm.
um, they said we've only got about 8 or 9 days before we actually go, but
Okay, well.
be very aware of this coronavirus. Anything could happen.
Mm. So in Birmingham, was it training, or what was
Uh,
happening?
no, what it was an enlightenment on what we were actually going to do.
Okay,
We
on the
arranged that
pilgrimage.
I was going to drive to Birmingham. I was going to take one of the other brothers
Yep,
from
Brother Dale.
the
Yeah.
IDC, Brother Dale, with us. We were going to park up at the masjid in Birmingham, and we were going to go by their minibus to Heathrow. From there out to Palestine. I think it was Palestine or out that way, and
Yeah,
then we
one
were
area.
going to go from there down to Medina.
Okay.
And they said, "This is what we're going to do when we get to Medina. Um, we're going to do this, that, and the next thing, and then
Mm.
you're going to have a whole day where you can do what you want, and then the following day we're going to travel to Mecca."
Okay. Wow.
Uh, I said, "Big black tube, Qibla,
Yeah, the
you
mosque and
know, uh, uh, actually going in there, actually going in, yeah." And he showed us a film on what to expect, what it was like inside,
yeah, definitely.
thought, yeah, I'm going in there, really good, absolutely, oh, absolutely mind blowing. I got the thobe out, so pressed and everything.
Okay.
I got the,
So it,
I
it,
got
it
the,
meant a lot
I
to
got
you, this
the I got
opportunity
the
to
Umrah
go.
set. I got a full Umrah set, two nice, two nice towels, my
Yeah, the
Umrah
garments
bag,
and everything.
my
Yeah.
leather, my leather sandal shoes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were fully ready to go,
Oh, yeah. And of course, I've got this. I've got a good thread to go with it.
but
I'm
sadly,
ready to go. Even when I came back, I was practicing putting um, the umrah, the towel in and that
yeah,
on,
the
so it
garments that
wouldn't
you have to
fall
wear and
off.
everything.
And then it came that we got a call. Uh, he apologized. I said, "No need to apologize." I said, "It's out of your control."
Hmm.
But
Yeah, like Saudi
this
Arabia, they
time,
closed the visas and
yeah, they closed the airport and everything. They closed it, Jordanian Airlines and whatever. That was it.
wow.
Uh, but he did say, he said, don't forget that there may be another time when you will be able to go.
Definitely.
Also, what you've also got to remember, Allah knows how hard you have been trying to get there.
Yep.
In the sense of what you've been going through over the last few weeks, getting yourself
All this
prepared,
preparation, traveling to Birmingham, everything.
yeah, and all the rest of it. He said he really appreciates that, you know.
Yeah, you still get rewarded for everything you tried to do and your intentions.
Yeah, it's not as if, well,
It was a waste. Like,
I'm going to sunny Spain, like, you know, and
yeah,
you get off the plane, you get in the hotel, and you never come out the bar until it's time to go home. But we're going to see all these fabulous places, Jeddah, really holy ground, you know, where I'm going to be able to walk on it. You know, I'm going to be able to
yeah.
say, I
I've been
have
there.
been in there, you know. But what we must remember is we must think of other people. Okay, we can't think about ourselves. It's no good. It is no good turning around and cursing and swearing and saying, I have saved up this money to buy this, that, and the next
Yeah,
thing.
I want to
No, I'm
go
not
and
going. No, I'm not going. Whoa, whoa, hang on a minute. What about older brothers and sisters that took their time out to organise it from the beginning?
yeah, the whole
And
concept, the
now,
planning, everything together, the advertisements, calling
yeah,
people up.
yeah, make sure they're coming. We went down on the Sunday. We had lunch. We stayed all day for prayers. We covered every prayer of the day, even the evening prayer before we come home. We had that great a time. And I actually felt sorry for the brothers and sisters that had actually organised it, because they are going to get people to say, "Oh, where's my money?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
oh, I paid this amount of money. I paid that. I want it back." Well, it just doesn't work like that. You just don't. You've got to claim it back.
I think it's important as well, to ensure other people's safety that they had to do that. Otherwise, other people could have
Yeah.
got ill,
Okay.
other people could have got hurt.
Right. Okay. If we had actually gone, uh, if's a small word but means a lot. But if we had actually gone, right, I might not be sitting here today,
That's true. You
because
could have, yeah.
one, um, I could have got stuck out in Jeddah. So that means that my medication would have run out. Can't
Wow.
come back here because there is no planes. So I could have snuffed it. Okay.
That's a good point. You think about it. Maybe you did go, and if they closed the border and you couldn't come back, your medication and various different things, it would have been worse for you.
Yeah. I could have been in more pain than what I am at the moment.
Hmm.
So
There's actually a verse in the Quran that says that you may love something, but that thing isn't good for you, and you may hate something, but it's actually good for you. So at that time, maybe you were really down that you couldn't go. You're really upset, but there was maybe a bigger wisdom behind why you didn't go. Like you said, you might have got ill, you might have got hurt.
yeah. And the other thing is, what you've got to think of is the other people,
Hmm.
the grief that they have gone through, the people that's organised it. They've got people rattling them at the other end of the phone. You know, I want my money back and all the rest of it. You know, they're taking all the flack. Uh, and they're the people that you've got to say thank you to for giving their time up to organise it, do the best. They done everything that was possible, but it happened for a reason. That reason we've got to believe. We can't question it, because
Yeah, there was
I
a
believe
wisdom and
that,
a reason behind it. Yeah.
yeah, no, yes. If I had actually gone, um, I had enough medication to last me the whole trip. But after that, I can't keep buying medication because they might not stock what I
Yeah,
take.
have the stock what you take, and it could be extremely
Uh,
expensive. I don't know the situation as well there.
the other thing is, I don't want to be coming back in a plastic bag. Yeah.
That's a true reality.
So the saying is that you live to see another day. Now, with all of the humour build up and everything else, it hasn't got me down one bit. All it
Good.
has done, it has lit the fire. It has. I
Okay, that's
can't
what I
wait.
love about you, Alex, is that you're always positive and you're always looking at the good side.
I'm wait. Look, I've counted 2 aeroplanes today in the sky. Right, that's the first time in about 3 weeks I've actually counted 2. Right, so before long, once them planes get on the go, I can get
There's
into
other
the piggy bank.
opportunities.
Yeah, I can have a word with my cat, see if I can rob a piggy bank. Tell her where I want to go. I've got all the gear to go with. I don't care how I go. I've got to do it.
Definitely, like, inshallah, God willing, there'll be other
Oh,
opportunities and maybe some brothers and sisters will sponsor, etc., for you to go again.
I would like to take somebody with me, whether it be a brother or a sister. It doesn't really matter. But
I was
just
gonna say,
for
Alex, we have 1 minute. Like, we're gonna have to cut off
right,
in 1-2 minutes.
wow.
Is there maybe a final message or something you want to talk about before we go?
Yeah. There's a very, very serious side of life that nobody thinks of. Okay. Nobody thinks of death. Okay. Nobody wants to think about dying
It's true.
or how they die. Okay. When you get to my age, I know where I'm going. Okay. I know I'm going to die because the older you get, the more
The
you realize.
signs and you
Yeah.
realize.
Right now, Islam. I can sit here and honestly say I know where I'm going. Yeah. Okay. Allah, when I die, my soul goes. Allah is the most merciful person, merciful God going.
Definitely. We talked about it in one of the classes we did and what happens in the hereafter.
Yes, I am. Yes, when we done in the grave,
Yep.
with a lecture in the grave. There was a lecture about paradise. There was a lecture of what happens if you don't behave yourself, and there was a lecture about if you do behave yourself,
Definitely.
what's going to happen.
So,
Just
Alex,
put
I
it
think it's a beautiful point. Is death is a reminder that we all need to think about and to really reflect upon our lives. But
yeah,
sadly, we're gonna have to go, Alex. We ran out of time. The next show
not already.
is gonna start now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So we have.
all I can say, if anybody ever wants to either watch the video or get in touch with me or anything about anything,
Definitely.
you know,
They can contact myself. They can contact the IDC. I'll share the video as well in the chat if people want to watch more about your story and your journey. But Alex, I want to thank you for coming on. It was beneficial.
it
It was
has
good listening to
been
you.
a real pleasure.
No problem.
And I hope that a lot of people will take some encouragement from maybe what I've said. Never look on the dark side. Be positive. The Quran is positive. Let Muslims be positive,
Definitely.
and let Islam be positive.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex. And on that positive note, brothers and sisters, you've been listening to Newcastle Fast FM from darkness to light. Inshallah, I'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. until 7 p.m. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Salam.